for a guy who's going out there, the average angler, and he wants to fish football jigs, give us some background on how that jig works.
What's a football jig?
Yeah.
No, I've won a lot of money on a football jig over the years. It's a jig that's designed to fish sand, gravel, and rock type areas. And just the way the head's designed and where you place where you tie your line onto it, that combination, when you cast it out there and drag it across the bottom, it really gives a good read as far as, it gives you a good feel for what the bottom is right there. This one's 3/8, and it's got a weed guard on it for, mostly the weed guard is there for like when you get in southern reservoirs. A lot of times the reservoirs are flooded forests and they flooded, whatever. So the weed guard's nice for bringing through, or it should be called a brush guard really, because it's for coming through brush. So, because a lot of southern reservoirs, there's flooded stumps, people have sunk brush piles, and so it comes, so as you're dragging across a point, all of a sudden you might come to a stump or something, so it helps keep you free of that stuff. So up here in Minnesota, a lot of times I just clip that off, or I just use all-terrain tackle. They have two styles of football heads. They have this one with the brush guard, then they have one without a brush guard. So a lot of times in Minnesota, I'll use the one without a brush guard. I just happened to tie this one up quick for fishing today. So
now you talked about the line attachment point being a pretty important part of the jig.
Yeah, it's always on this one. It's like at about a 60-degree angle, and on the all-terrain rock jig, it's like at a 90-degree angle. So you have it, somewhere near the top of the head, and that way it emphasizes the collision of the front face of this with the gravel and the rocks. It kind of emphasizes that. Whereas a weed jig, you come straight off the nose. That way a weed jig will like slither through the weeds. But this you can't slither through the weeds because you got the line coming off the top, and so then the front head of this is going to just snag in the weeds all the time. So this is not for weeds at all. Great for rocks, gravel, not for weeds.